Hey guys, John here, and welcome back to John's RC. And today I have something really cool to show you guys. This is the E-flite UMX P3 Revolution, and if you're unfamiliar with this plane, this is because this actually does not exist anymore. We picked this up on eBay for $80. It was on a buy it now for $120, and we did an amazing lowball for $80, and he took it. So now we have this thing. Now, I've been looking for this for quite some time, but anytime I've ever found it online, it was on an auctioning website like eBay, and it would always go for hundreds and hundreds of dollars that wasn't really worth it at that point for a plane that was like $150 when it was brand new. So it does come with some damage. First damage you can see here is the handle broke. I'm not entirely sure how that happened. It like crashed the box or something, but the handle's broken. And the plane was crashed once, I believe. Hopefully just once. But this is the plane itself. It's a really beautiful model. It's based off of a design that Skip Stewart made for his air shows. Normally flies with his P2 Pits, and this was a design that he made to just further enhance what he could do already, which is pretty amazing. So you can see here, nothing about this biplane looks typical. You know, you have this weird cyclone looking canopy, you have these oddly shaped wings here, and you have the tail surfaces, which look definitely not normal. It's a lot larger, and I don't even know how to explain the vertical stabilizer. It's like diagonal, but it's supposed to be better than what has already been put out there. So one thing I really like about this model is it was designed light. This thing's only 86 grams, and although it has the older E-flite power system, which is based on a 2-cell motor, it has an unlimited vertical. If you watch videos on it, it has an unlimited vertical with a 2-cell battery because it's only 86 grams. And I'm going to be comparing this to my E-flite UMX Beast 3D, which is currently my favorite UMX. I say that my current my favorite UMX that's currently being made is the E-flite Waco, but that isn't really comparable because it's on a 3-cell power system. So you don't need a 3-cell power system on a plane like this because it's so light. So you still get almost the same amount of power that's on a 3S, but you still have a lot of power on it. So you can see here, this is the battery compartment. You can see here that it's got the BL180 3000 kV brushless outrunner motor, which is very small, but it should provide ample power. And then you can see on the middle here, you have the battery with the Velcro for where the battery goes in. I couldn't pull out the soft Velcro that originally came with it, so I just put it on top. You know, it's got that 3-in-1 board where it comes as a receiver, and it has 2-in-1 boards. Actually 3-in-1, sorry, I don't know what I'm saying. Receiver, ESC, and servos in the same board. So you have the 2 servos for your tail surfaces. The battery it wants to use, or it calls for, is a 2-cell 200 mAh battery pack. Unfortunately, those don't exist anymore, so I'm going to be using my Spectrum 2-cell 300 mAh battery pack with the 50C discharge rate. Now, the good thing about these batteries is it's probably the same size or smaller than the original batteries, so we'll see how it performs in the air. The plane, as you can see, it was repaired when it came out of the box. You have the frontal nose section that looks like it just ejected itself, and the vertical stabilizer he didn't do a very good job fixing, because you can see here it looks like it popped off of the hinge and he tried to tape it back, but as you can see here, the way it's taped, it's kind of diagonal, so we'll have to trim that out in flight. So hopefully it doesn't affect it too much. And the last thing was the aileron servo for the right aileron was, the control horn was detached from the surface, so when you moved it, you got very little throw. So I just used a pop of foam tack to glue that back on, and now it works perfectly. So I have this thing bound on my Radiomaster TX16S, and yeah, let's just give it a maiden flight. Alright guys, I have the P3 plugged in on the 2-cell 300 mAh battery pack. You can see everything is working here. I have full deflection. I did not put any rates on my tail surfaces, so we'll see how this goes. You can see here, got my throttle too. The only thing I forgot to mention was during the previous owner's crash, the motor shaft vented just a tad. So you can see there's a little bit of vibration, but we'll see how it goes. It shouldn't change flight too much. We might lose a little bit of thrust, but it should be fine. I'll just stand here. P3 is in the air. I can definitely feel that untrimmed rudder, so let's get that figured out. That's maximum trim, so elevator's a little untrimmed too. And my aileron, so it's a lot of elevator actually. Wow, this thing feels locked. Oh, it feels so good. Whoa. You know, the micros I've found, no matter how you design them, anytime you try to hover them, they always like to go into a torque roll. So you can see here, no aileron, it just goes into an immediate torque roll. So I guess there's no getting past that. The only thing it looks like I'll have to do is manually change how the rudder sits on the vertical stabilizer, but other than that it feels really, really good because I'm on full right rudder trim and it's not doing much for it. You can still see here, this is hands off flying and the rudder likes to just sit out of control, so I need constant right rudder during flight or else it'll just go into a circle. If this was new, it wouldn't do that, but because this was crashed beforehand, it's gonna do that now. Let's test knife edge. So a nice 4-point roll. That's not a 4-point roll. Let's try that again. That's a 3-point roll. I suck at those. This is just my first flight, but I think it's so much better than the eFly UMX Beast already. It feels much more precise on the sticks. You have a lot more elevator authority and rudder authority, and I think this might just be the perfect UMX. For me at least. It does everything I want it to do. It can kind of hover. Let's try a hover again. Whoa. I'll have to figure hovering out on this airframe. It's so fun to fly. It's really, really a blast I'm having here. Let's do some low and slow. You can see it likes to wing rock a lot. Yeah, it's a challenge. This has to be my favorite UMX. There's no way. Alright, let's give it a good landing. Alright, so that was my maiden flight on the eFlight UMX P3 Revolution. That's the best UMX I've ever flown, and that's completely honest. I thought this wasn't going to be as very comparable to the UMX Beast because of its overall design. It's got a much more unique design than the UMX Beast. However, it just performs so much better. On the roll axis, it feels so locked in. The ailerons feel completely precise. The elevator, the entire tail section feels amazing in the air. The only real thing is the rudder that's uncentered that I'll have to change manually, maybe by this wire here, to make it fly more straight. But that's not the plane's fault, that's the previous owner's fault. So I'm sure if this thing was brand new, I would love it even more. But it's got plenty of power on that 2-cell battery. It flies extremely powerful. You have unlimited vertical on a plane that's still only a 2-cell, and it just flies amazingly well. So if you find these online for a good price, I'd say maybe 80 or 100. Definitely don't go for 150 because it's just not worth it at that point unless you really want it. But it's definitely worth a pickup if you ever see it online. So thanks for tuning to John's RC, and if you're new to the channel, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye guys, I'll see you in the next one. I'm gonna get more flight time on this.